Alrighty, we're back, and now we're ready to actually play the video game that I said I was going to play. Shocking, I know, but no. So now, let's talk to Hijiri one more time, just for feeling. Just for feeling. It's just with feeling. My malapropisms are just the best. Anyway, let's move on with our short life. Our short, meaningless existence, which we've been granted by our teacher, arbitrarily. I wonder how Chiaki and Isamu are doing. Surely that can't be the last we'll ever see of them. And this is a very convenient room. We haven't run into any battles yet, but once we do, we'll be taking damage, and that heals you for free. It is arguably one of the most important things for early game if you need to grind or anything like that, so. And I wonder what Magatsuchi is. We'll find out eventually. Extraordinary power colored me interested. And... Oh. Oh. Alright, and yeah, okay. Sure. Hey, this time we're looking at a young woman and an old man. Talk about coincidences, am I right? First we see an old lady and a young boy. Now we see a young lady and an old man. I just live for it. So these are treasure chests for this game. There's two types of treasure chests, basically these and a later one that we'll run into. I'll explain those when we get to them. And we've got medicine from this. Medicine's useful. It helps us not die. Oh, speaking of dying... Me too. Me too, buddy. So this is our first combat encounter. And in case you didn't know, we can die. Even on normal mode, but especially on hard mode, it's possible to die here. So this is our attack menu. We can pass or we can attack. We can talk, which I won't be doing because talking would be worthless in this. Well, in this encounter specifically. And to this enemy type, at least for now. So there's medicine, which is an item that we just got. And we can retreat normally, but not in scripted battles like this. Let's try attacking. Let's see what happens. Not bad. There's that word again, Magatsuchi. So that thing is down for the count. And we should be able to take care of this guy, no problem. There is an option in the upper right underneath where it says player, which is auto. I would do auto, but I'd rather just play it safe in case this thing hits me. Okay. So now it should be dead. Oh, we survived our first tutorial fight. I'm so glad. Alrighty. So now, despite me mentioning at the very beginning of the run that I have a challenge condition for this run, now I actually get to explain what it is. Whenever you level up, you get to choose what stats you want to allocate, like, your point to. So here, I'm going to be only leveling up luck, at least until luck maxes. And then from there, I will do physical attack because of reasons. But yeah, this is going to be a luck-only run for about like the first half or so. I say the first half because luck actually caps pretty quickly. And for those of you worried, I have done this type of run before, so it's definitely doable. And it's honestly barely a challenge run because honestly, your stats don't affect as much as you think. So either way. Here's another enemy type. Again, we could talk to it in theory, but it's a scripted fight, as well as also just an enemy type we can't talk to yet. I'll explain talking more once we get to the talking tutorial, which, yes, there is a tutorial for talking. It's that type of game. I'm gonna go back to heal myself just because, fuck it. It's always good to heal yourself when you get free opportunities to like that, because they're not very common, and you know, you wanna not die, obviously. want to go that way though. I really don't. I'd much rather go this way because it's a dead end. And I'm all about dead ends. Hey, look, it's a new type of guy who hits like a fucking truck for this part of the game. Fortunately, he doesn't have that much HP. Also, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die. You should die. Cool, you might kill me and I die. Okay, I'm gonna take the risk and try and see if I can kill this guy without dying. Cool, cool. She's dead. Good. That was kind of risky because enemies can crit a lot more easily than you think, especially in hard mode. But yeah, now let's go all the way back to the guy for healing. I promise not every single encounter is going to be like this. I promise this game is actually interesting. Shockingly. My favorite game of all time is interesting. Wouldn't believe it, but there we go. Now we're running faster instead of doing that like half-ass one hand to the chest thing. I think there's a treasure chest over here too with the dead end. Yeah. So there was a good reason to do that fight, aside from just getting early experience. Roggy Rock's not super useful, but it has its uses. I'm very stingy with items in this game, so you know, I try to avoid them as much as I can, basically. Oh no, it's two of these guys. I'm actually not looking forward to this fight. Oh, okay, cool. He critted me. I'm really fucked. Well, let's use medicine. Cool. I don't like how that worked out, but I didn't really have a choice there because I would have died and okay. So yeah, this game is hard. I'm gonna end up using all my medicine on the tutorial fights, really? That's bad. If I miss again, I'll be very upset. Okay. Okay. So yeah. You know, it's a let's play, I'd rather play it safe. I don't like using as many items, especially after I said I play stingy, but yeah. Kodana's hitting pretty hard for early games. Again, I would rather just not die than anything else. At least we get a level up out of it. Alrighty. Hopefully that luck helps us out. Hey, we got Lunge and Margera. Marogera. I think that's how you say it, whatever. Marogera has reacted violently within us. Let's see. Do we let it continue? Yes, no, maybe so, yes. Cool. Cool. So that saves us a trip back. Whenever you level up, your Magatama can react violently within you. That can give you various things. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. Usually you'll want to take the risk because more often than not it's good for you, so that's my recommendation. Oh, is it now? Did you see that last fight? Were you paying attention? I don't think our strength is outstanding. I don't think it's remarkable. I don't even think it's above average. So we'll say it's average. So we did it. I'm going to save now against my better judgment because this game is just capable of killing you in a random encounter, and I'd rather not have to do that over. I'm going to use really annoying safety strats for this Let's Play because, again, if you lose progress, you're redoing everything since the last save. So get used to seeing me run back and saving for safety's sake a lot. If I was annoying, I probably would have reloaded there because, like I said, I don't like having to use that many items in this game, but meh. For the Let's Play, I figured I'd show it off. Yeah. Shut up, Nancy. Alrighty, so now that we've survived the tutorial fights, we can go to the, what are the words I'm looking for? We can go to the rest of the hospital. Let's try floor 1. Let's see what happens there. And looks like there's not that much here. Let's see. Chiaki Isamu? Is that you? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So, it looks like this area is blocked off. If this couldn't key you into that. That's a shame. Now we have to go the long way. So that's good, I guess. The undead spirit has never heard of our friends, meaning our friends probably are dead. Knock on wood. You know, that's good, I think. Hey, we got back our medicine. It's a lucky day, I feel. Do I want to go here? I don't actually. Fortunately, even though we did get into those scripted tutorial fights earlier, we still aren't running into random encounters just quite yet. And this is also just going to lead to a stairway, so fuck it. Let me go back to the elevator so we can explore our options. Select a floor. Let's try the roof. That's where Mystic Cow was. I wonder if she's still there. I guess she's not. Ah, well. Well, now let's go to the second floor, which is secretly where we were supposed to go and I just delayed going to for the sake of drama. Okay. Is this the annex? No, it isn't. What this is, however, a treasure chest. Cool, life stones. Life stones are probably the best form of healing you can get outside of using skills, but sometimes you don't want to use skills, so eh. Okay, this is the annex. Alrighty, and hey, it's Pixie. What if I am? Why? Why? Kind of flabby. I resent that. I'm actually just fat. Use the right word, please. Praetos. Praetos sound like that enemy we fought before. They can't be too difficult. So yeah, now we have a new party member. It's Pixie. Look at Pixie. Look at Pixie. She's great. She also has a lot of luck. She's doing the same challenge run that I'm doing. So yeah. You can have up to 4 party members in this game, and Lord knows you will always want 4 party members as soon as you can get them. I'm gonna check those rooms I passed because I'm a compulsive, like, room checker, like, dead-end looker, and also because the Praetos are in there. Nah. I'd rather, at this point, check this room. There's always a good reason to check dead ends, because you can talk to people, you can find treasure chests, you know, all that good stuff. And if you're used to RPGs, you may be surprised to find out that talking to people actually gives you really good information. Because, like, in most RPGs, what have you, talking to people is actually kind of like, you know, jack me off a little, who cares. But here you actually get good information, not only about, like, the dungeon you're in, but also just about the setting in general, which is something I really like, because, you know, play a Final Fantasy game, which, don't get me wrong, I love Final Fantasy as a series. I truly do, but if you talk to NPCs in that game, you are wasting your time. Anyway, there was nothing much that we missed, it looks like, so now let's go talk to those Praetos again, because they're very patient, unlike me. They can handle me knocking on the door, and then like 5 minutes later, they'll show up. Woo! Let's do it. Give us the pass thingy. How very, very specific. Love it. So we're in a fight again. And of course they're starting. Hey, we dodged! That's nice. That luck's coming in handy already. Okay, so there's one important thing about fights that I have yet to tell you, and that's the press turn system. So you see in the upper right hand corner how it says like player, and then to the left there are like 2 demon heads. Those are how many turns you have. You've probably noticed that the enemy moves multiple times because there's multiple enemies. Here, now that we have Pixie, we can also move multiple times. And if you pass, like I just did, you kind of only use half of your turn. So what you can do is you can then attack with someone and you can gain press turns by attacking weaknesses. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to attack Fredo with Zio because I know that players are weak to Zio. I think they're weak to all magic if I recall correctly. Anyway, Zio is an electrical skill. It costs 3 MP. Anyway, let's just do it. There we go. See, it showed weakness, and now we can attack again. Well, I mean, we would have been able to attack again, but now we used a press turn instead of a full turn. It's very, very good and important to learn this system as quickly as you can, because the sooner you do, the sooner fights become more manageable for you. So, this can also work for enemies, by the way. If they crit you, then they also get another turn, basically. So it's very important to notice that. I would have passed there, but this guy's going to die anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We got another medicine. What are we looking at? So yeah, I'm going to try to explain, like, new concepts, like when they come up in fights, but basically get used to seeing me use press turns like a motherfucker in this game. Alrighty, so now that we have the pass thingy, also now we can run into random encounters. Now that we have that, we can go back to the annex. One thing I want to explain about random encounters is that if you look at the bottom right where it shows the character icon and then north, east, southwest, you can notice that for up until this point, that like little, I guess, aura or whatever you want to call it surrounding the player icon had been blue. That had meant that there'd be no random encounters. Now it was yellow, but now it's orange. That means that you can run into random encounters. It'll cycle through yellow, orange, and then red. Yellow meaning you can run into encounters, orange meaning you're getting closer to one, and red meaning you're about to do a random encounter. So that's something you want to keep an eye on throughout the game because it can be very helpful. It'll let you know if you should heal sooner than later, if you're, at risk of running into a fight, etc. It's very smart. I wish more games did something like that because most of the time they just let you do random encounters where, like, if you run a certain amount of time, eventually you'll run into an encounter, but there's no in-game way that'll show it. Whereas this, it gives you basically all the information you need, which I love. Sure, I see something in the background there. Fornius, huh? That's not good. He looks kind of big, kind of strong. That's foreboding. That's Fornius. Foreboding Fornius. Kill me. Fucking mutilate me. Anyway, I don't know if I want to bother talking to Kodama. I think I will. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm pretty sure Kodama's weak to Agi. So, actually, are you weak to Zero? Let's just test it. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to kill this Kodama. Next turn, I'm going to kill that Kodama. Okay. So now I'm going to pass with Pixie. By the way, if I didn't mention it, but you can pass automatically by pressing square. It's what I'm used to. And now, even though the game hasn't told me about talking, I'm going to talk to this Kodama. Talking is basically a system where you can recruit demons or get items from them or what have you by saying the right things in conversation, giving them what they want. There's a lot of depth to it, surprisingly. So yeah, they'll ask for various things like draining your strength. For instance, is going to drain my HP, which I would prefer not to do at this point, but whatever. Again? Come on, dude. Okay, can you join my party now? Yeah! Okay, Kodama is very useful early on. If you couldn't tell from the fact that he smacked me around earlier. Yeah, Kodama is very useful, so... more importantly, though, the fact that we have another party member now means we get more turns, which makes fights that much easier, so... Kodama has Zan, which is another elemental attack, and Connection, which is a passive. I'm not going to always explain new party members' skills, but I figured fuck it. And Dia is a healing skill. We healed ourselves up because if we die, that's game over. And look at this thing. I forget its name. I used to know all the demons' names off the top of my head, but I've already forgotten them. I want to say it's like Detsubeba? Something like that. Whatever. Let's go with Dark Future, because we're edgy. Useless attacks. Cool. Let's try Bright Future. Okay, so this is like a bit of a vague way of explaining how the press turn system works with weaknesses and whatnot. Either way. So, I'm thinking for this Let's Play I'll probably do 30-45 minute segments because I think that's just a good video length in general. If I go for any longer, I feel like no one's going to watch the videos. Not that anyone's already watching videos that I do. But either way. Revival bead, that is extremely important. Those are basically like what they say, they revive your party members. Because otherwise you would be fucked. That reminds me actually, is Pixie's an okay HP. Those are somewhat rare to come by though, the revival beads, so you kind of want to use them sparingly. Hey, it's a great hey, it's a full moon, I have a great idea. So one thing I should probably explain is that, like I mentioned when I was fighting them earlier, you can't talk to predators normally, but if it's a full moon, you can talk to any enemy regardless of what type they are, and you have a random chance of like doing, saying whatever. Okay, I was kind of hoping Preda would join my party, because Preda's actually, well, Preda's not actually great, but I remember it confused into something good for early game, if I recall correctly. Spoilers, there's fusion in this game if you didn't know. Yep, that's very good advice. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to find a fourth party member in the near future, because having all the press turns possible would be helpful. It's kind of morbid seeing a baby ghost. You get used to it after a while, but that's very, you don't usually see games with that, I guess. Unless it's like a horror game. And even then, it depends. Did I? Let me check. Yeah, I did check that way. I didn't check that door. Fuck it. I'm gonna be annoying and check all the doors, because early game, if you miss doors, you can miss items, you can miss what have you. And it just gives me an excuse to grind a little, because you don't need to grind in this game, but Lord knows you might want to. Okay, this guy... Because we have so many party members, we can usually just attack, and we'll be fine. Also, fuck. I don't remember what these guys are weak to. Let's try Zon. Okay, they are... I think they're weak to Zon. I think they are weak to Zon. I don't remember if they're weak to Zio. Let's try it. I didn't realize Pixies are such low HP. Oh, we leveled up. That's good. And now we get Analyze, which I will probably never use. Analyze is what it looks like. It helps show you your enemy. It'll show you their weaknesses and what they resist and whatnot. I don't remember off the top of my head if it will actually show their skills. I want to say it won't, but I can't remember. No. Anyway, I'm going to show off rushing, which is triangle. You press triangle, you do this. It's useful if you want to finish fights quickly, but it's also dangerous because obviously you're just automatically attacking with every single character. Also, this room was a dead end that had no point. Woohoo! That's cool. Oh well. I think for these solo enemy fights I can rush them, but unfortunately sometimes they did that. Okay, let's attack you, and then let's do what we did earlier. Dixie's already running low on MP, which I'm not in love with. There's not really a ton I can do about it right now. Hey, at least she leveled up though. Seduce. Ho 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 ho. That was my impression of a French person, if you couldn't tell. I've been working on it for at least a couple of days. I lost count, honestly. But yeah, if you could leave a comment telling me how funny I am, I would really appreciate it. I'd rather not run out of MP on Pixies, but it's one of those things where, like, if you use MP, you can avoid taking damage, but if you run out of MP, you can get kind of in a bad spot pretty easily. So it's a give and take. It's like a tug of war, basically, with, like, do you want to be efficient or do you want to be safe? And it's hard to say what the right option is sometimes. Hey, someone snuck past Fornius, and it was a human. That could be one of our friends, don't you think? Possibly, maybe. Who can say? The future is full of uncertain possibilities. Oh hey, so this is a feature that's in some fights. Sometimes a demon will decide to talk to you first. They'll take the initiative. So here Kodama's speaking to us, and unfortunately because we already have Kodama, we can't recruit a second one. You can only have one of every type of demon at once in your party, so you can't have like 3 Pixies or 3 Kodamas, or even 2 Pixies or 2 Kodamas. But still, when they talk to you, they can give you advice, or they can give you items, or whatnot, so... here, I'm not giving you a life stone, fuck off, dude. Deal with it. Yeah, see? Eat my shit, dude. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that he didn't just want to, like, take my energy or something, because I would have liked to show off, like, give you advice or whatnot. Either way. Another thing you can do is you can talk to demons of the same race that you've already recruited, and if you do, they will... Actually, fuck it, I'll show it off right now. If you talk to this demon, yeah, he'll say, hey, there's one of me with you right now. And then they'll leave the fight. So, if you're in a really bad scenario and you absolutely need to get rid of a demon, or you're just, like, about to die, you can talk to them if you have one of them already, and they'll just leave, so... Also, let me talk to that guy again. Yeah, this is another thing. I'm just explaining like a ton at once. I'm sorry. Information overload. But yeah, you have a lot more difficulty talking to demons if there's more than one demon. A lot of the time, you do actually want to kill demons until there's just one left that you want to talk to. Here I don't think these guys are much of a threat, as much as they... Oh gosh, it's gonna happen. They're gonna kill me! Oh no, oh no. Oh no, that's bad. Okay. Debating what I want to do here. I don't want to redo all of that on screen because you guys probably would get bored immediately, but... I don't know. Maybe I'll do another segment today. No. Okay, fine. Here's what I'll do. I will... Well, I'm going to show off this opening too, because like I said in the first part, once I get a game over, I'm going to show this one. I think what I'll do is I'll record and upload another segment today where... Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll record another segment, and I'll start from that part where I was at generally. And then I will just continue from there, probably stop right up until Fornius. But yeah, that's Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne for you. You think something's very weak and powerless, or you think, hey, this won't kill me, and it does. Yeah, we're gonna have to get used to a lot of game overs here. I don't really have a ton more to say anyway, because I don't really want to talk over this any more than I already have. I love that. Like you guys are summoning the big one. It just looks like they're summoning the title screen. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. I will see you guys in a minute when I am actually doing it. Nah. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. So, thanks for watching.